here on the top side first. Grub's still not spawning for another minute, but Navi and Satab sitting here. Satab's level 6.
Kanavi is at least, getting some decent damage onto him. Satab doesn't want to have to force to use the ultimate. Oh, Kanavi's now in trouble. Flash away. Perfect execution. Satab picks up first blood, but at least Cream equalizes it 1-1.
Yeah, still a very good trade for Satab, all things considered. Getting that first blood on the Akali, getting some gold rolling. If you can trade 1-for-1 this early on in the game, especially if you're going to be able to get it on that Akali, it's ginormous for ThunderTalk. It's nice to be able to pull the kill back, but Kanavi's going to be pretty down in tempo after that. He's going to have to make his way down to the bottom side of the map, whereas Xiaohuangren and especially 1xN and Feather can really start to establish pressure up top here.
And because Kanavi has all these camps that he wants to take first before looking anywhere near the top side, Grubs is spawning in the next 10 seconds. Xiaohuangren is already beelining towards that area, picks up the Raptor camp, should easily be able to get this Grub spawn as well. No one on the side of Top Esports is really in position to challenge by being able to set up a wave in priority for that objective. So I think this is ThunderTalk once again being able to make a strong objective move on the map here.
Yeah, and if they're able to get these Grubs with the comp that they have, that's pretty massive. It just opens up a couple of doors for both Hoya and Satab in the back half of the game, especially with their pick potential, and it looks like they're going to be relatively free, although Top Esports looking to contest.
Wait a minute. It's Chris engaging, and now Xiaohuangren in trouble, flashing backwards into the pit. Cream using the jump to distance himself away. Satab doesn't have perfect execution quite yet. Good stun by Chris, but Hoya is able to stimp him down to size, and Chris will go down in the end. I think that still ends up being 3 Grubs for the side of ThunderTalk. Top Esports were not able to prevent any of it, and the fact rate for the side of this early game-oriented composition.
It's really not. It is really not great for Top Esports. Again, I don't want it to seem like they cannot win the game if this goes beyond 20 minutes. That feels a little bit hyperbolic, but they definitely need to start playing a little bit more as if they have the lead here. If you can start forcing some of these fights, that might be their way to get some gold back into their pockets and to start completing some important item breakpoints. But Dragon spawning now, as we see it come up, it is going to be that Chem Dragon, and 369 going to pressure out Hoya to really establish as much tempo as possible there. We'll see how much ThunderTalk want to try to contest this, but Jackie lives alone!
Oh, Flash already used, still has a barrier if he needs it, but 1xN's ultimate already being used just to establish pressure. But now teleport is coming in from Cream. 369 also has the first move as he got the wave shoved in against Hoya. Hoya's going to try to cut him off and at least try to mark him as well. Needlework. Oh, 369 is going to get clipped here! It was a teleport from Satab on the bottom side of the map, but JackieLove secures the second dragon of the game. But Satab does away 369, and now the rest of Top Esports have to be careful because it is effectively a 4v5. Satab looking forward, already used the perfect execution. I don't think there's going to be any more engages as a quick buster shot to the face ensures that Top Esports all get out alive.
Yeah, really not a bad fight for Top Esports, but a teleport that looked like it was going to be a bit of a disaster at the start with Satab being so far behind the play ends up being miraculous for them as they're able to cut off the flank coming in from 369. Great job by Satab to be able to pick that up, but overall, it's yet another influx of gold going in favor of ThunderTalk. Yes, you're stacking dragons on the side of Top Esports, but these fights do not get easier the further you go.
As much time as he could with that Magnastorm upon the Impale engage. However, Cream starting to get a little concerned that he can no longer fight Satab in the 1v1. Xiaohuangren looking, gets the install impact into the wall, and the quick rocket jump away at least keeps this Tristana alive for now, as Chris can stand in between the giant Scorpion and the small Yordle. But ThunderTalk moving forces now to overload on the bottom side of the map. This tier 1 could be the next big target here as Xiaohuangren gets stunned up by Chris.
Oh, he missed the
flash from the Impale, trying to jump away from Satab. Quick buster shot. Cream is trying to play this one out strong, but Xiaohuangren flashes and smacks him in the mouth. ThunderTalk all escape. Now Chris is trying to lock down Satab. Spear lands. Kanavi flashing forward, but he just doesn't do enough damage. There's no way that Satab should have lived there, but the wild growth and the level advantage keeps him alive. Chris Q flash looking for Xiaohuangren, but he looks over the wall and escapes with the install impact. And now JackieLove is being called to the fray, trying to slow him down. Chain of Corruption's right on top of the Skarner, gets the knockup and the flip from Chris. One more auto attack, and it's the hail of arrows. And JackieLove at least gets something back for Top Esports.
Ooh, that almost was.
Dire it is for Top Esports to have the gold lead. Because if they do not have the gold lead, and it's, 20 plus minutes into the game, ThunderTalk's composition is favored from an even state game. But Top Esports, if they're able to, within these next couple of fights, it is an Infernal Soul on the map as well, so that's actually pretty nice RNG to land for such a diverse carry composition from Top Esports. You essentially have 4 carries on this comp, right? So Infernal Soul, if you're able to secure that for yourselves, it's one way that you can at least still be able to outmatch ThunderTalk as a quick Impale. Oh, Chris could be in trouble here, but he's really tanky on the rel. And that actually feels pretty nice for Top Esports. That's a big ultimate gone for Thundertalk that doesn't really net in any value for them. They're trying to knock out this tier 1 in the mid lane, but they got the Rift Herald inside of Top Esports, and Cream will answer. Is he going to take the 1v1 against Satap? That's very bold. He just has to clear the minion wave, but now he might be a little too low to stay around for another one.
Yeah, Herald immediately getting dropped here on the top side. Top Esports going to try to pick up as much as they can here because they understand how much pressure is being put on the bot side by Thundertalk here. There's no way for them to be able to match. They're going to try to get that charge into tier 2 as well. And we actually see pings going down. Hoya could be in trouble on the top side here if they want to stay. Doesn't look like it for now. Hoya just gonna play a little bit patiently, but overall, it's a good play for Top Esports. These are the kinds of things they need to do in order to pull some momentum back in this game. Not really sure why Thundertalk felt so apprehensive to pull the trigger there. I might have to go back and check and see if Satap had teleport available, because he was split pushing on the bottom side of the map. Maybe he did not have it available, and then you could just look at a situation where it's like, okay, well, maybe we don't want to fight without the Akali that has all of our gold, and I can definitely understand that, but because they ended up putting so much into the Rift Herald, it's Thundertalk now who's starting up on the Dragon, and that's been the big priority for TES. They've been stacking these.
Kanavi's in the area, so is Chris. They got vision on it, but it seems a little too scary to just brute force their way back in. And it definitely seems like Thundertalk will get it for free, but they're trying to stall them on the way back into the tier 1 so they can look for extra damage. Oh, that's a lot of damage from 369's Jace there. And we haven't gotten a chance to talk on or touch upon it, K-Man. Even though 369 did die in the flank from
a lot of these trades, but those trades aren't going to get easier as the game continues to go along. Jace is going to start losing tempo, and losing the crab obviously helps a ton in that regard, but it doesn't look like either team want to try and run the game down. 369 though, potentially caught.
Hoya is starting to win the 1v1, and as you alluded to, Mr. K-Man, we're starting to hit the break point where Jace doesn't just brute force his way through the matchup anymore.
Yeah, the problem here for 369 is that this really is just like a numbers difference. Eventually, it will get to the point where Gwen is just going to do more damage, and that is a problem for a champion whose primary goal is to do damage. Can't really survive a ton in the side lane without it, so we will see how they want to play it out. Ping's coming down, but again, it's all really going to be about who can get there first. Teleport actually coming in on the top side for 369. That's that resource, that cooldown actually used for the Jace, and so he will not be able to join this Otacon fight, and they're going to start it because of that.
I don't know how I feel about this for the side of Top Esports. This is teleport now being expended by Hoya, and 369 is forced to walk to the bottom side of the map, so he's going to be very late for this play. I think the only thing that he can do is just push in mid wave and maybe threaten tier 2 in the mid lane. Ooh, the Impale goes wide. Wait a minute, Magnus Sword from Chris, 3-man stun. Cream is about to come in. Xiao Huangren is super low. Kanavi steals the Otacon, and here comes 369. It's disaster for Thundertalk Gaming. 1xTENT trying to fight for his life on this one. Satap doesn't get the assassination on Cream in the backline. 1xTENT still pumping up the damage with the zap, 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 but it's not working. This Sari is not finding any kills for himself, and somehow Top Esports have outplayed Thundertalk at the most crucial fight in the game. We were doubting them, we were concerned, but Top Esports showed that they are just damn straight better.
Oh my god, Rafa, I am feeling some feelings right now for Top Esports. I have no idea what just happened for Thundertalk. That was the perfect setup for them. You have 369 blowing teleport on the top side of the map. It's a 4v5 once Hoya teleports in, but they lose so much health posturing around Otacon that they actually...
variable that was going on in that fight is like the worst case scenario for Thundertalk. And now on Top Esports, as you said, they're going to use this advantage to get control of mid wave. Baron not spawning for another 44 seconds, so you have to imagine that is going to be the next play on the docket list for Top Esports.
We'll see if Top Esports want to put a ton onto the Baron and on the top side of the map here in general, because in 3 minutes, it's Soul for Top Esports. Infernal Soul, nonetheless. And so you want to make sure you're in a position to be able to contest for that. Maybe they want to try and stall the game out to, you know, worry a bit more about that Dragon. We've seen teams, especially on Soul Point, really want to go for it. But if they do want to make a play on the Baron, they need to make sure that they keep vision out of the area, which they're doing now. Xiao Huangren looking for a miracle play. He's not going to find it.
Trying to flash on top of Crisp, I guess, but here comes Satap with a flank, going through all members, but Crisp is able to buy some time. Kanavi falls thanks to the assassination of Satap, and now Thundertalk have guaranteed there's no smite available on the side of Top Esports for the next 40 seconds.
The problem is, I'm just not sure they get much more out of it other than just a kill onto Satap, which, don't get me wrong, is important. They get the mid-tier 1 as well, which is really, if they're getting shut down early on in the fight, it's kind of doomed for them. So still overall looking at, you know, Thundertalk to be able to create their own advantages and to fight on their terms.
369 has a chance to get the jump on Hoya first here. Needlework should be available. Actually, it's not available for another 8 seconds. 369 just gets the solo kill straight up. Hoya was not able to find where 369 was when he thought it was safe enough to just take that wave. That creates an opportunity, a window on the map now for the next 40 seconds, and it just might be Top Esports looking to pull the trigger.
That's a huge mistake by Hoya. I think he assumes he's like, oh, I can win this. And he's right. He wins this if he has ultimate, but he doesn't have ult up. And so it doesn't end up being in his favor. He gets solo kill down on the bot side. See if Top Esports want to try and force it. But again, it's going to be really difficult to capitalize on this. Hoya up in 15 seconds with teleport. 369 on the bottom side of the map. There's just no way to really do anything off of that pick. So again, still nice.
Big value, baby. I love it. I'll keep peddling that item. Dragon Soul for Top Esports coming up in the next 5 seconds. Big chunk of the 1xtend. Wild Growth already expended as well. This Zeri is not going to feel that comfortable trying to play for this fight. I think this is just Infernal Soul straight up given over to Top Esports.
That is a horrible mistake from Thunder Talk. Their bot lane just overextending, Cream doing a great job to essentially flank the bot lane, get so much damage off and burn every resource. They can't contest without that Zeri Lulu. They just can't. There's no way for them to be able to fight that out. They try and exchange by establishing pressure on the top side, but they can't exactly start this Baron. If they do, I'd be stunned.
Because 369 can just pressure on the bottom side of the map. I mean, Top Esports, they're going to be forced to challenge, yes, but 369 is actually going to join the fray and make sure that it's a 5-on-5, the strongest possible setup for Top Esports. Saytab once again waiting in the shadows, trying to see if he can get a flank, but Feather is almost low. Saytab reveals himself, but the rest of Top Esports now trying to tunnel back in. Jackie Love under fire, the perfect execution finds its mark. Saytab goes golden, but Cream is still alive, and if he can't take out both of the carries, then Top Esports can still play this one out. Looks like Thunder Talk. Wait, they didn't even get the Baron? Did Top Esports steal it? Oh my god, no way! Thunder Talk just cannot catch a break!
Oh, it just goes from bad to worse, and the fight might not even be over.
And then they lost the flip. I don't know what else to say. That's
it's not good. It's not good, Rafa. I think that's the fair thing to say. We talked, earlier today about how we wanted to see Thunder Talk have a good understanding of where they want to be and how they want to play out these late games. I'm not seeing that. I'm going to be completely honest. I am seeing a team that is really struggling to understand what exactly they want to be and where they want to, put their pressure. Saytab, Hoya diving the backline. Meanwhile, the Baron is completely free to take. There's no CC coming down on the enemy jungler. Perhaps 369 could find something, but the alcove coming in clutch here, as we are going to see the bat come in from Hoya. Overall, still a push coming in from Top Esports, but especially with that mid inhibitor already down, it's going to be difficult to defend against this push if you're Thunder Talk.
Yeah, I just can't help but imagine that all spirits, all momentum broke as soon as the Otacon fight went so haywire for Thunder Talk. Because now
Xiao Huangren.
It's Xiao Huangren running for his life. He did burn the flash and he dodges the chain of corruptions, but he's not going to get a chance to re-engage this fight unless he is ready to die on the front lines for his comrades, because that is going to be a one-way trip. Teleport is coming in. Xiao Huangren rejoins the fray, but they're all going to jump on a Saytab. He's going to pop the golden mark of that Zhonya's, but he still gets popped like a balloon. 369 going to get wrapped up here. It's actually Kanavi, or Chris, I should say, but Xiao Huangren impale only onto a support. Not that great of a value there on the ultimate. And Thunder Talk now without a front line, without an assassin, are down to 3 members left. And Top Esports say, screw the top side. We're just going to go straight for the base and end this series. The first Nexus Tower falls, and all the members of Thunder Talk are starting to pop in the back line. Buster Shot is going to push 1xm back into the fountain, and Top Esports will do away Thunder Talk and lock them into 10th place. GG, well played for Top Esports.
I was getting a little worried there, Rafa. I was getting a little concerned a bit of a ways into this game, but leave it to Top Esports and leave it to the player we were asking the most out of in Kanavi.